Good afternoon guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm making several dishes, but one of the dishes I'm making is red lentil dal. A lot of you has requested the recipe, so yes, I finally managed to get this recipe out here for you. So I have some boiling water here, so what I'm going to do to that, I'm using red lentil. You can use, many people use yellow split pea, but I find that the yellow split pea sometimes don't boil very well. So I find this red lentil here, it cooks really quickly, like 20 minutes and it's all cooked. So what I've done, I've got about 2.5 cups of red lentils here. This will make about a full one of these pots here of lentil dal. And I've washed the lentil really well and drained them. Okay, so it's going to put this in here now. I'll go ahead now and I'll add everything into my pot. I'm going to add some salt, I'm going to add some black pepper, a little bit of peri-peri seasoning. If you notice, I actually put this in about everything that I cook. I absolutely love it. Some all-purpose seasoning. I'm going to also add in here about 1 heaped teaspoon of cumin powder, 1 heaped teaspoon of garam masala, and 1 heaped teaspoon of ground coriander. I'm also going to put in here about a teaspoon of turmeric powder as well. Here I have some chopped white onions, some chopped red onions, some hot chilies, and some chopped garlic. I'm going to go ahead, I'm making several dishes, so I'm not putting all the onions in here. So I'll go ahead and add some onions to this, some white onions. I'll add a little bit of red onions. I'll add about 2 of the hot chilies. The garlic, I'll show you what the sliced garlic, I'll show you what I'll do with that at the end. I'm using here a teaspoon of grind ginger and garlic. That's my homemade grind ginger and garlic. And a teaspoon of my green seasoning. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to partially cover this. I'm not going to cover it fully because it will flow over. You don't need to keep an eye on it. So I'll let that cook here for another 20 minutes or so, and then I'll come back and check it. So guys, my lentils are now cooked. Okay, see how this is about 20 minutes, and it's all cooked here nicely. But what I want to do, I want it to be a smooth texture. So I'm going to, you can put it in a food processor, but I'm using a hand blender. So I'm going to switch this off here. I'm going to use my hand blender and I'm going to blend it. Right, so I'm going to switch my cooker back on. So I've blended it, it's all nice and smooth, look. All nice and smooth. I'm going to show you this final step now. Here I have some Moringa Pods. I'm going to, it's called Sigan, but it's also known as Moringa. It's very good for you, a lot of health benefits, and it goes really nice in curries and in lentil dal. So what I've done is I bought it. It's called also drumsticks. I think the Indian name is drumsticks as well, is known as, and you just basically you know, cut it into pieces and just peel off the outer skin, some of the outer skin, and give it a little scrape and wash, and then I freeze this. So pop that in. Some whole cumin seeds, some chopped garlic, and I have some dried curry leaves in here as well. So I'm going to add a little bit of oil. I let that toast for a little bit first, and then I'll add the oil. If you don't have Sigan, you can do it without the Sigan or the Moringa Pods. But I love it with the Moringa Pods. Okay, so I'll go ahead and add a little bit of oil. And then I'll throw it in at the end. Some people don't do that, but I mean, I love it. This is how you make a complete sort of Guyanese style dal, lentil dal. You have to do this step at the end. Toast the garlic, the cumin seeds, and the curry leaf, and then you put a little bit of oil and fry it, and then pour it into the dal. Okay, this is ready. I'm going to switch this off. And make sure you have a cover because it splashes up, so you can get burnt as well. But you have to be really, really careful. So there you have it, guys. This I will leave to cook. Let it simmer down for another 5 minutes or so. I want my moringa pods to cook, but I'll cook that for another 5 minutes, and then it's all done. And there is my very smooth red lentil dal with moringa pods or drumsticks or Sigan, whatever names you know it as. I'm making a few other dishes to go with this today, and I'll show you at the end. So I'll add a little bit more water and let it simmer. It's a little bit thick. Yeah. So I'll partially cover this again, and I'll let it cook for another 5 minutes or so. I'll let my moringa pods cook.